The Rainwater Killer, Episode 12, a Haunted Library exclusive series. Lutz and I had called a meeting at the round table the next morning. Larson was here, and I had invited P.I. Keene to join us as well, something that was unprecedented considering detectives typically do not work with private investigators. But this wasn't just any case, and I felt we all needed to put our heads together. 8 NYPD officers joined us too. 2 from day shift, and the other 6 from nights. "Okay, guys," said Lutz. "Thanks for being here today so early on such a quick request. If you haven't heard by now, Frank was involved in an altercation last night with who we believe to be our serial killer of 6 murders. I want everybody briefed and up to date. Also want to welcome Private Investigator Jimmy Keene, who we will be working with alongside in this investigation." "Yeah, good morning, everybody," I began. "First and foremost, I'm okay. I want to thank everybody for their concern. I didn't sleep much last night, however, so bear with me." "We're all ears," Lutz said with a smile. "Well, looks like our guy got my phone number. I'm sure that's fairly easy these days. I got a call in the hotel when I was at lunch. We tracked the call to a payphone near the track that runs alongside of the Catskill Mountains. Nobody here aside from myself was present nor participated in the small manhunt later." "I was sleeping," Larson said, raising his hand. "You were called and text," I replied, looking over my notes. "Called as soon as I could get up," he said. Lutz said, "I was out like a light. From now on, my cellular device will be kept on." 2 of the officers cracked a laugh at Lutz's mention of his cell phone, referring to it in that manner. "I think it's best we keep our phones on until this bastard is apprehended," I said. "I wasn't called," Keene said with a smile. "Yeah, just be thankful we're not dragging you through that side of the investigation," I said jokingly. "I think you have your hands full as it is." "So talk to us," Lutz said, fingers folded. "Tell us about it." I sat back in my seat and intertwined my hands together, staring blankly at the ceiling, going back to last night. "I fucked up, guys. I should have called for more manpower after I traced the call. I just wanted to get back out there. I didn't have plans of actually going in the woods until somebody identified the suspect and his whereabouts. Then it was just the adrenaline, I guess." "If we'd had the dogs, we may have had him," Larson said. A couple of the other officers nodded. "I entered the woods as soon as it was getting dark. Honestly, I wasn't that far in. Maybe 50 feet. That's when I heard him. Listen, y'all, we're talking about a man who has an exceptionally deep voice. And it's not only deep, it's kind of scary. I'm thinking he enhances his voice some to make himself sound more intimidating, but nonetheless, it's scary as hell. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude has some type of theatrics in his background." "Sullivan has a deep voice too," Keene said. "You're right, he does," I said, remembering that voice on the porch. It was very similar to what I had heard last night. "How do you know how he talks?" I asked curiously. "I followed him in some shops, heard him talk." I nodded. "Yeah, you're right. He does sound just like the guy I heard last night." "Don't blow your cover," Lutz said to Keene. "No worries, Sheriff. I have many disguises, and with the department putting me into a new vehicle daily, I think I'll be okay." "His voice is chilling," I went on. So I pulled my gun, stumbling around in the dark, disoriented. Then he spoke. "Man, I'm not sure how he talks like that. It's almost inhuman. I mean, I haven't been scared of anything, since I was a little boy. But last night, I was scared, guys. And I mean, I'm not scared of this sick fuck, face to face or man to man, but I'm scared of dying. Being the next victim. And being out there in the woods by myself with this guy, and it getting dark, I didn't feel like I was in control. When I entered those woods, I was in control. But he had seen me the whole time from when I was entering, and he didn't even try to run. Because when you get in there, you can see everything from the outside. So looking back on it, he was playing with me." There was a few moments of silence in the room. "Do we have a composite yet?" Lutz asked, breaking the silence. "We're working with Beth Nobles on that," I said. "It's been a month. What's the holdup?" he asked. She wants to be hypnotized for a clearer memory, I answered. I decided to wait until after this to put out the deposit sketch. Lutz seemed skeptical. One thing that stuck out during my visit with her was her recollection of his eyes. She said they were quite large, not as in bulging or anything, but abnormally large and almost yellow in color. She said they were scary. If it's anything like his voice, it matches. Contacts? Larson asked. I shrugged. Could be. Contacts don't make your eyes larger. She said it was like he didn't have eyelashes or eyebrows. Just big, scary eyes. We have a whole team dedicated to this guy. And now a private investigator, Lutz said. Do we need more help? Do I need to call Behavioral Science Unit down at the FBI? Get a psychological read on this guy? The question was almost offensive. No, you don't. You called me here to find this man. I intend on doing that with our own resources. Better start looking at more faces, Keene said. Right now Sullivan is our only person of it within this room, Detective, Keene said, cutting me off. Everybody looked at Keene. The room went silent. Lutz sighed, breaking the tension. Mr. Keene, what in the hell exactly are you implying? With all due respect, Sheriff, just some insight from somebody who sees everything. It's a curse. Lutz shot me one of those looks. I was the one who hired Keene. I'm going to try not to be insulted by that, sir, Larson said sternly. Listen, everybody, I cut in. We're all on the same team here. We need to work together to capture this elusive SOB. Larson, follow up with Beth Nobles on her appointment with the psychiatrist who's performing the hypnotism. Officers, keep your eyes peeled out there and keep doing what you're doing. Keene, make me proud. I want him under total surveillance, even if it means camera surveillance when you're sleeping and using the bathroom. My patience is growing thin with this guy, guys. All right, that's it. Go get you some breakfast. As everybody filed out of the room, I sat for a few minutes trying to clear my sleep-deprived brain. This was becoming a circus act, and it was about to rain on the circus. 80% chance tonight.